Well, it's noon here on Friday, November 25th in downtown Bethesda, Maryland. And this is news that you can use from YAA with your overstuffed hosts, Zach and Ray.
How are you doing, Pops? Day after Thanksgiving. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
I had a wonderful Thanksgiving, primarily because you drove there and back. And because of that drive, I can report that I now have over 2,000 miles on my car when I started the day with about 1,680 miles on it.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on your Black Friday. Hopefully you had a nice Thanksgiving. We're going to kick things off with the news that you can use. We've got plenty of other things to cover as well, Dad. Quality control issues are not only affecting Hyundai, Kia, and other automakers. Ford getting in on the mix, Dad. Ford recalls nearly 634,000 Bronco Sports Escapes worldwide over fire risks. Ford said the recall covers 2020 to 2023 model year Bronco Sport and Escape crossovers with 3-cylinder 1.5-liter engines, including many also recalled in April. Before we dive into this, I want to pull back over here. It was earlier this year, just a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, Ford's quality chief decided to retire. And do
you think he decided, or it was decided for him?
A few months before that, Dad, we had this headline in Automotive News. Quality problems, recurring recalls continue to haunt Ford. Quote, these issues simply shouldn't happen. Kumar Galhotra, head of Ford, blew the company's traditional business and internal combustion engine vehicles said during their quarterly earnings. That are you surprised? Is this just the norm, unfortunately, with new vehicles made during pandemic times? Like, what's your read on this?
Well, I think Ford's issues are more than just manufacturing vehicles during the COVID times.
Yep.
Okay. I think I'm not an engineer. I never played an engineer on TV. I didn't even stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yep.
But I'm just guessing that there's some engineering issues or cheap parts issues in an attempt to cut some costs that really shouldn't be. There have been, 54 instances of under the hood fires in vehicles due to a leaky or cracked fuel injector.
Yep.
Pretty odd. You only have 3 of them in a damn 3-cylinder car. I mean, you think maybe you could get all 3 right, but apparently you can't.
Yep.
And then there was that oil issue earlier that they tried to repair that was also causing fires. The thing that disturbed me, if you pull that article back up.
Let's do it, Dad.
Scroll down. And you keep scrolling, buddy.
Keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. According to the National Highway Safety Administration, Ford has reported the most vehicle recalls in the U.S. so far this year, with 64 callbacks covering 8.6 million vehicles. Okay.
Wait, let me make it big for that. How many?
8.6 million.
Wow.
And that would indicate to me that the issues are much, much deeper than what Ford is letting on. It would almost seem to me that they have made a corporate decision that they would rather deal with recalls and by dealing with recalls, they know only a certain percentage of people whose vehicles are recalled actually ever bring their vehicles in to get the recall handled. So
it is a cheaper cost of doing business.
Exactly. So they have made a determination at a corporate level that they would rather produce crap, than produce quality vehicles. Because it would be cheaper to handle the recalls than to actually invest the money that's required to build a quality vehicle using quality parts.
Let's look at the recall data for this year, and don't be surprised if you see a video over on the main channel about this, Dad. These are recalls from 2022. Ford Motor Company has 18% of the recalls so far this year.
18%. Now, somebody correct me if but I'm not sure they have 18% of the marketplace. I don't know.
They don't, Dad. Volkswagen has 42 recalls. They're second on this list with 12%. potentially affected vehicles is 8.6 million for Ford, 989,000 for Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, Daimler Trucks of
Yes.
America. There's 38 recalls, 10%. Chrysler has 35 recalls or 10%, 1.8 million vehicles. Forest River. What's Forest River?
I'll be damned to find
Let's
out.
do a quick Google search. Forest River Inc.
It must be some type of commercial manufacturer.
Berkshire Hathaway. Yep. So these are going to be RVs.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a scary thought for a second, that RVs, which do not sell, in huge numbers relative to passenger
Yes.
cars, has 34 recalls, 9% of the
Well,
total
just the
recalls.
ones from Forest River.
Okay, Mercedes-Benz, so not, Daimler
Yeah.
Truck was different than Mercedes-Benz.
Yes.
They've got 8% of the open recalls this year. GM's got 7%. So just let that sink in for a
Yes.
second. GM has 25 recalls affecting 2.5 million vehicles. Their peer Ford has 40 more recalls, 39 more recalls, and 6 million more vehicles impacted by that. Kia, surprising to only see them with 21.
Yes.
Hyundai with 21. Add them together, there's 42 there. Tesla has 19 recalls. BMW has 18 recalls. And Navistar. That must be other type of recreational vehicle of some sort.
That's a commercial, I think, truck.
So, I mean, this just highlights how devastating this is to Ford's business.
It highlights what it highlights is there is no commitment at Ford to build a quality vehicle.
Yep.
That's what it highlights. They made a determination at a corporate level that it's much cheaper to deal with the recalls than to actually build,
Yep.
engineer, design the parts and products the way they should be so that there wouldn't have to be a recall. 8.6 million vehicles. Do you have any idea how hard you have to work to make sure that 8.6 million of the vehicles that you produced need to be recalled? It's just to have 64 recalls. 64.
Let's keep digging into this data because it's super fascinating. Dad, I saw a comment that said, we need to order this based on severity. I actually came down to the table and I have sorted it here by potentially affected, the number of vehicles that are potentially
Yes.
affected. The first one on the list is the Ford, a Ford recall that is impacting. Here, let me zoom back out. Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Ford recall that is impacting certain 2013 to 2019 Escapes, 2013 to 2018 C-Maxes, 2013 to 2016 Fusions, 2013 to 2021 Transit Connects, and 2015 to 2018 Edge vehicles, Ford Edge vehicles. This impacts nearly 3 million vehicles, Dad. And what is it? Unintentional rollaway due to detached shift cable. Component, powertrain. That feels
That sounds like a design flaw.
okay. And then let's look at the one right below it. There's a
Okay.
Tesla recall that impacts over 1 million vehicles.
Okay.
Power windows may pinch.
Okay.
A closing window may exert excessive force by pinching a driver or passenger before retracting, increasing the risk of injury. I'm not saying that's less serious, but I mean it's a little less serious. Ford's got major mechanical issues on this list. What's the next Ford one? 652,000 vehicles. This is the windshield wiper one.
Yes.
Not the end of the world. The one below it. This is the cars catching on fire. 521,000 vehicles. So I don't have a great way to order that data in terms of severity. They're not trivial.
No, they're not. And it just, I'm telling you, it speaks to the corporate culture. It speaks to the culture of any organization.
Yep.
Starts at the top and works its way down. It's just that simple. If the CEO of an organization holds his or her people accountable, that means something. If they look the other way, that means something. So it all starts at the top. And I know Jim Farley has these huge visions for EVs and Blue Oval, and you know what? But if you can't build a quality vehicle that doesn't have to continually come back to the dealership, what difference does it make?
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Pops. Let's go to the chat here for a couple minutes and spend a moment here. A Burrow says this is why we have a Toyota brand out there, and that's a good point. Toyota's not on the recall list for this year.
Well, not to that degree. Yet, not to the degree of the others. Yeah.
Yep. And we've got from JR Dad, seems like cars today are getting more expensive with much more poor quality and reliability.
Yes.
I think there are some brands that are entirely buying into that mindset. Bobby reminding us, excuse me, Baby reminding us that YA has 0 recalls. We have not issued a recall yet.
Not yet.
But who knows?
But we do have software issues at times.
Oh, definitely. Baby wants to know, Dad.
Yeah.
Ordering a 2022-2023 Dodge Charger wide body Scat Pack in a couple of months. Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
Well, it's a good idea if that's the kind of car you want. It's a bad idea if what you were really looking for was a small, I don't know, hatchback.
Yeah, exactly. You'll probably be able to get a better deal in a couple of months as prices continue to come down, or at least become more negotiable.
Won't next year be the last year for the for that particular model?
I do think so.
Yeah,
and then Dodge is supposedly moving in the direction of electric vehicles. All right, we're going to do a quick and early switch over to our favorite segment.
Really? You gotta be kidding me.
All right, I found something that I just found so fascinating, Dad. When do you think about food and cars? Driving movie theaters, what else? What else? Where else do you food and cars? Food and cars. What comes to mind? Cars and coffee. You're like snacking on something, right? They don't go together that often.
Well, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. Pops.
Yeah.
Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Did you know that Volkswagen makes sausages?
Excuse me?
Volkswagen Original Teal. The German automaker has a part number 199398500A.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
A pack of sausages.
It's a pack of sausages.
Get that.
You ready for this? Worst news
ever. I like that. Worst. Yes.
Volkswagen sells more sausages than Beetles, and in 2015 and 2017, it sold more sausages than cars overall. This should come as no surprise, since sausages have both a lower overhead cost and a lower purchase price than the average car.
Yes.
But the remarkable popularity of the Volkswagen Original Teal, I'm pronouncing that terribly, German for original part, has landed the automaker a space in the Tubular Meats Hall of Fame. This is a short article. Stick with me.
Wow.
I know. Isn't this crazy?
I had no idea.
I know. This is so cool.
Yeah.
In 1973, the company started making the currywurst sausages known as item number 199398500A in the Volkswagen factory at the company headquarters in Wolfsburg. Meant as a breakfast or lunch item in the company's cafeteria, the sausages were served whole or chopped up and tossed with Volkswagen's own factory-made curry-flavored ketchup. Wow. These days, 30 kitchen staffers, most of them trained butchers, are put solely on wiener duty, making 18,000 sausages every day.
What that?
Isn't this wild?
Yeah, it really is.
It's a perfect Friday. Yeah.
Yes.
The pork is sourced from local farms, and the recipe, which includes curry powder, pepper, and ginger, is a company's secret. The sausages come in 2 lengths and are dried, smoked over beechwood, and then steamed at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 100 minutes.
That's a lot of minutes.
The finished product is shipped in packs of 5 to VW dealerships all over the country, who then gift it to customers after a successful sale.
I had no idea.
In 2017, Volkswagen sold nearly 7 million sausages, more than the number of VW brand cars sold worldwide in the year, while the iconic Beetle flits in and out of existence. VW has stopped or threatened to stop production several times in the bug's life. The Original Teal, which the the company recognizes as its, quote, most popular non-vehicle part, curries on. Really, you've got to be kidding me. How fascinating.
That is. Yeah. Yeah. That I had no idea that VW made sausages, or that they were so popular, especially with their staff, and that they actually gave it a SKU number.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. There's a parts number for sausages.
Yes. I want
18,000 a day. That's no small operation.
No, that is a lot of sausage.
That's insane,
to say the least. And maybe Ford should buy some of those sausages and try putting them in some of their vehicles. I don't know, especially in the ones that catch fire. Because I mean, who wouldn't want a slightly cooked or overcooked sausage after their car's burnt down?
You know what I thought of when I read that article? IKEA. Because you go to IKEA and you get like the Swedish meatballs, but I never would have thought at their headquarters, their main factory in Wolfsburg, they've got 30 butchers employed, making 18,000 sausages a day.
Yeah, that
Wild.
yeah, no, that is you caught me totally off guard today. I wonder if they make any turkey sausage.
I wonder, man.
Yeah.
Pretty wild stuff.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
back to the chat here for a couple minutes. Javid has a question unrelated to sausages. How would I approach a dealer about a new 2023 Prius Prime? Saw the earlier YAA vote about video about dealer markups. So we did it. It dropped on the main channel. And Justice, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Justice, we did an interview with him. He's one of our car coaches. You can actually join YAA now for 20% off with the code Thanks20. It's a Black Friday special. Justice mentioned in that video, markups are gone. They're a thing of the past.
Well,
for most vehicles. And he was clear about that.
Yes.
And we need to be clear about that. You are not going to find a 2023 Prius Prime on a dealer's lot. And you're likely going to find them playing a lot of hardball on a vehicle as popular as a 2023 Prius Prime.
Yes. And especially, that's probably one of the ones where there's going to be a markup because they'll be in short supply at first.
Oh, they're going to be in short supply for a long time. Toyota's made it pretty clear that their prime vehicles, they can't produce them fast enough. And especially, very, very, very in-demand vehicles, and then also regionally where you are. If you're in LA trying to buy any type of prime Toyota,
you should move.
It's gonna be slim pickings. Wow, look at this. From CUH. Dealer is selling me a new Gladiator $9,000 under MSRP. Salesman told me it's selling at a loss. Why would they do that?
Why would they tell you that? Or why?
Yeah, actually break it down both ways. Why are they selling $9,000 under MSRP on a Stellantis product, a Jeep Gladiator?
Well, because
and why would the salesperson say, "Hey, I'm selling this to you at a loss"?
Well, they're going to tell you they're selling it at a loss as a motivational factor to get you to say, "Okay, I'll buy it." And $9,000 under MSRP. I mean, I have no idea how much of that discount. How many dollars worth of customer incentives are included in that discount. And then there could be dealer incentives that they're trying to hit so that once they get all those incentives involved, they very well might not be selling it at a loss. But if they're trying to hit an objective set up by a Jeep, sometimes you do sell vehicles at a loss because the objective will pay you back a whole lot of money.
Yeah, and Kenny, I think, hitting on some things. They still get incentives and inventory allocation, and we got to be really clear. And I want to share my email inbox really quickly.
Yes,
I'm on this mailing list for an Austin-based Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealership.
Yes,
and I've gotten 4 emails in the past 3 days about look at this Gladiator. Here are our Black Friday sales. They're using my clickbait in their email.
They copied it right from you.
Price drop alert. We know, everyone knows this. It should come as no surprise. Jeep has more inventory than everybody else. And they've probably got more and more incentives to their dealers to move that inventory than anybody else. So if you're looking for a deal under MSRP, that's definitely the direction to go. All right, we've got some comments here around the Prius Prime. They will sell out in 24 hours. Nationwide, it's going to be hard to find a Prius Prime. 100%. So, there's some vehicles you're just not going to be able to find.
There's some vehicles you just can't get a deal on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of those that you can get a deal on is a Jeep Gladiator.
Yeah. I mean, there's the opposite ends of the spectrum right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Best way to figure this out, we're going to do a quick promotion, and then I've got another comment to pull up on the screen. Best way to figure out if you can get a deal on something.
Yes.
Or not would be go to join YAA. Let's go to the car search, and let's actually do this really quickly.
Another one of your self-serving, shameless plugs.
You know me. Let's search for a Civic, and let's search for a new Civic.
Yeah.
Whoops. Okay, new.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. And then let me type. I guess I didn't type it in. Make Honda. All right, here's a new Honda Civic. What I want to demonstrate here is I'm going to save this car because I want to write 2 days on the market. So they probably don't even have it. I want to save this car. I want to look at the market price report on it. Okay, so not particularly negotiable, which makes sense.
Yes.
The local average for days on lot, Dad,
is 9
for a
days.
new Honda Civic is 9 days.
Yeah.
All right, so let's run another one really quickly. So now let's do a Jeep Gladiator. All right, let's do new. Here's a new one. don't even have photos yet or anything. Okay, I'm going to save this.
It's 1 day on the market.
All right, now I want to run a report on a Jeep Gladiator. I'm hoping, I didn't do this in advance, but I'm hoping it's more than 9.
You didn't do it.
Local average is 23 days on the
Yeah.
dealer's lot. So it's pretty easy to be able to figure out which vehicles are more in demand and less in demand. And I bet you there's one that has a relatively high negotiability score. No, they've all been sitting around for the same amount of time. But that would be one of the things I would do first to figure out, okay, is it in demand? Is it not in demand?
Yes.
And you can run these reports, up to 3 of them for free.
Free?
Free.
Free.
Or if you join YAA and use the code THANKS20 between now and the end of the month, you can run as many of those as you'd like, and you can get 20% off when you sign up for it. So it's a good way to kind of figure out what inventory levels are in your area.
Would free be as same as no charge?
Yes, no charge.
Right. Well, there is a charge to get them all free.
Java wants to know when is why the name change and are we rebranding as Car Edge? Yes, we are rebranding as Car Edge, and why the name change? Because Car Edge makes a lot more sense to people that aren't familiar with us than YAA. So we think it's a better name, and yeah, we'll be Car Edge. I mean, definitely by this time next year, within the next 4 or 5 months, everything will be Car Edge. So yeah,
it just, if we're trying to help people with purchasing, maintaining, selling, insuring cars and vehicles, it just makes more sense to have car in your name than YAA.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
All right. I also want to pull up,
yeah,
because we had this comment come in here from Jerry. She says, do you share links to these reports in your comments? It's hard to share links. Like, for example, we were looking at earlier in the show today, we were looking at the recall rates, the data from NHTSA. I'll pull that back up on the screen for everyone so they can see this fun pie chart. What I'm going to do is if I come back to joinyaa.com and I go to resources and I go to community, right after the show today, so in like 3 minutes, I am going to post this to the community forum. So if you're not on the community forum,
is the community forum
free? Community forum, there's nothing paywall. Free. So please go to the community forum and go ahead and you will be able to access that data there, Jerry.
There you have it. My God, you the things that you are willing to do on behalf of our viewers and our members.
Igor letting us know that Civic Type R's are going for $20,000 to $25,000 over MSRP. Our video tomorrow, Dad, is about that.
Yes. And it was $25,000.
$25,000.
If I remember correctly.
Yep. Yeah, it absolutely was.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it a show, Pops.
Okay.
We will be back tomorrow night over on the main YAA channel. Correct?
Yes, it's 7
p.m. Yeah.
7 Eastern, 8 Pacific, and 7 Eastern, 5 Pacific, or 6 Mountain Time.
Where'd you get 8?
I got confused. It's the turkey, it's the tryptophan, it's the apple pie, the chocolate pie.
You took a big old. I think I took a photo of you. Wait,
did you?
I did take a photo of you.
Oh, why?
Oops,
why would you do that?
It was you with your pie.
Me with my pie. Well, I want you to know I became one with my pie.
Look at this slice of pie, folks. Oh no. Okay, you won't be able to really see it. I'll have to post it to Instagram. It is a massive. I mean, you were not playing around. That slice of pie is the size of your hand.
And your point?
It was really good.
It was delicious.
It really was.
Yes.
Thank you, Patel. Do you think a good idea to buy a Ram for $111,000?
111,000 miles.
No, for 111,000 K.
Well, it could
Do
be
you think
miles
it's a
or
good
price.
idea to buy a Ram for 111,000?
Well, I would think for 111, if it's 111,000
No,
dollars,
then the answer is no.
I would think you'd get at least 2.
Patel, I'm not sure what your question is. Sorry, we can't help you more, but thank you for the contribution.
Yes, that was very kind and very sweet.
Okay, we'll be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m.
No, 8
p.m.
4
Saskatchewan.
4 Pacific, 5 Mountain, 7 here somewhere. We'll be back tomorrow night.
See you, everyone. Thanks,
have a
guys.
good Friday, everybody.